Yes, I'm just glad to be here today. Wanted to send out shout outs to my new job. My new job, and my dog finally ate today. So we're here. We're going to eat a little bit of information for your brain to digest. So, common mistakes, going live, creators pre checklist, some information here. I'm JC. If you don't know, this is the podcast, and welcome back to the Onset Network, where creators, streamers, and broadcasters get real about the process. Today, we're diving into the content that creators need before hitting that live button on Twitch and social media platforms. There's been a mic muted, a frozen camera, or a chat just empty. So let's break this down. The most common mistakes that people make during lives and how to fix them. The OBS, a lot of people use OBS. I use OBS. It's the backbone of my stream, but today I'm using StreamYard. And this is something like I forget to trip up on. Like I've tripped up on these things. Um and it just overall forgetting to check, your audio sources, unmute them, pulling sounds from the wrong input, not monitoring your audio levels, um, music just blasting so loud. And I do that too. I do that all the time. I'm a music producer. So a black screen, I guess, hit left click on the OBS program and start it up as administrator. Skipping test streams, making sure that you record while you're in the hallway while we're streaming, making sure that you check that recording, making sure that works. And the most important thing in OBS, I think, would be locking your scenes. One wrong click, everything's out of whack. So, bottom line, test everything before you start streaming. If you're on the network working with me, check your internet hardware, making sure that your internet is up to date on your drivers and that you're on Wi Fi. I don't accept anyone on my podcast that are on data, essentially. So check your gear and connection. The internet is my lifeline. It always has been. I can't travel. I don't have a car. I work at Burger King. So what I do here until I blow up is making sure that we have, good internet. You don't want to gamble. You don't want to gamble with the streams because it's unprofessional. If you can go wired, I mean, that's the best. Making sure that your background apps are disabled on your phone and your CPU, you have a high CPU usage and power. So, do you research, deliver the software updates so your stream can get the RTX updates from your video card? NVIDIA, the app they have, make sure all the drivers are up to date. Cameras and lightings. So, as you can see here, I have lightings above, okay, outside light, white light, and it has to cover the subject. Having key lights in the back is good too. So, we're going to talk about the visuals. So, when you're recording inside your cave, make sure it's well lit, okay? No orange. I don't want to see orange lighting. If all my videos, except this, I have one orange lighting. That's only because it's a comfortable atmosphere. I have a sweater on, okay? I have a sweater. I have it's well lit. It's very soft, and the depth of it is pretty close. But I'm still adjusting my camera and the depth. Right now, I'm getting everything set up, making sure you clean your lens, adjusting your camera angles, and for the love of consistency, turn off autofocus if your camera keeps. I've seen this happen all the time. You know, these small details I think will be professional, make you look professional. So look beyond professionalism. I don't want to, we don't want to see weed in the back. You know, we don't want to see nasty shit like beds. And you see, I'm trying to improve my stuff, but I live in my, I live in the basement. So I do what I can. So audio check time, audio checking your audio, making sure that it's on your 48, depending on what you wear. If you're doing a dynamic microphone like this, if you're holding a microphone, you don't need 48 feet power. You don't need a tube rack like I do. You don't need the Volt 1. Well, you need the Volt 1 so you can connect the mic, but just saying. No one sticks around if your voice sounds like you're in a tunnel or in a or fighting a jet engine. Trust me, I've seen it way too much time on these rap podcasts. Okay. Do a mic check. Use a pop filter. Balance your levels so your voice stands out from the background of music and gameplay. And always, I mean always, wear headphones. Because that damn echo you're getting, that's what it's called. You know, a good stream sounds good before it even looks good. So that's my beliefs in, in what we have. Um, you know, I'm just thinking and thinking don't get me paid. That's the kind of mentality you need to have. Thinking like what you're saying on these rap songs or your music, it's not getting you paid. It's not gonna ever get you paid. The only time you're gonna get paid is if someone uses your stuff and it's relatable. Now people make music not because of the culture. Culture's gone. Nobody wants to listen to some fucking rapper or whatever explain how he pissed his life away and he was living in the ghetto or wherever, and he had, people ain't even going that direction no more. People are wanting you to find stuff that they can relatable to. Piss on culture all you want. I'm just saying they built the system for something that independent artists aren't really understanding. So they send me out here, go into real life, show them, show them. I'm just saying, you got to get the usage before you get to the streaming royalties. You have to get your sync license, and you have to have a publisher for one. If you don't have those two, you're not getting to the streaming. I don't care. You can sign all the organizations you want, but at the end, after you learn, then you get you a publisher. So you can start gathering your own metadata now, because it's all about metadata and fan acquisition. And if these street promoters would know that, they wouldn't have to be trying to promote. I'm thinking of a good one. They don't have to promote someone else's baby mama to get the attention. JC's been stuck too, but JC's still here, uh, resilient. I'm working my days off on the podcast and with my fam. I'm working my Burger King, my 8 to 5 or whatever, the 12 to 8, and we're really getting to this. So starting soon, my network will know how to broadcast right. So they're not on there with people's instrumentals making them look bad because they didn't lease it or buy it. So when they're on stream, their publisher, admin, gets a big gets a bing ding in their distribution platform and they say, "Oh wow, JC, some dude Jeremy Cosby's using my beat. He didn't pay for it, but he's rightfully fair use." So that stuff has to come into play too as well. Um, and we can't ignore that. You need to engage your viewers early because fan acquisition is the only thing you got to succeed in usage. Streaming comes last because streaming takes a long time to get paid. But if you had the fan acquisition and the metadata, and if you're using the right AI technology companies, you can do this little thing called AI recoupment. Web3, it's based blockchain. You're able to manage your files on the back of the distribute. If you are signed to a publisher, you can use AI recoupment methods to admin your music. So it's not just the organizations helping you. Now the organizations want you to do the work. You complained about the 15%, and now look at everyone not using the system right. They're still 2006. So if you get hit with a copyright strike mid broadcast, it's game over. And AI says boop, you can, and if you go ahead and proceed with you claiming that, then that song will be dropped on their side, and then it'll wait their confirmation, their publisher to accept it or not, or investigate. And once it's drawn a copyright, the shit's taken down. So, and the last thing, don't forget to call to action, okay? When we're on camera, tell people to follow you, subscribe, like, and share. Simple as that when you're in my network. The platform's host, piece of cake. Check your stream title, your category, privacy settings. You don't want to test, your mic on a public podcast, and I've done that before. So the wrong game on category on Twitch. I've done that. I'm a gamer. Double check the stream key always. Your social media, social accounts. Is it good to stream to, as a podcaster? Is it good to stream to multiple accounts at once? No, it's not good to stream on all three accounts at the same time. Uh, for one, Twitch is very, they have categories and stuff. So you have to go, if you stream automatically on one, you have to go and do extra work anyway. So why not just cut up some highlights and throw it on the For You page? And then if you play video game or IRL or whatever, go personal. So like once activate all your social links, you're going to be able to get notifications all across. You want to be able to manage it. That's what I'm saying. Is like you can't manage all those notifications on one broadcast. The chat you can, but later on you'll see how hard it's going to get. Pre-stream, before you hit that go. I said this before. Audio test. Test your mic, your system, your alerts. Anything, sceneries. Make sure your scenes are locked. Titles, tag, categories, internet stable. We're going to repeat this here. We're going to sum this up today. We're going to get off here. We're going on 14 minutes. Make sure your stream key is correct. Starting soon, screens are ready. Your intros and outros. And make sure your mod tools are active and understanding. Okay. Always remember caring for connections. Message, language, I believe, and keep a bottle of water. I keep a cup of coffee. It says "Amazing Uncle." So I don't use TikTok. Reason why is because I looked at the framework of TikTok, and it just can't help my situation as a producer, songwriter, as someone who understands administration, and I just can't give them 50% of video backend if I become famous. So I decided it's just too much. Like I could use that for like a brand deal or something without that. I don't need their help. Um, but yeah, dude, just remember, guys, every great stream starts before you go live. That's my mindset. That's always been my mindset. I've always preparated before. Preparation builds confidence. It's another thing that my mind's always triggered to. And then confidence builds connection. And that's what caring for connections is all about. And I didn't really get it when I first had the idea, but I said I'm gonna come out here and make it possible for people to care for the people they know. So in return, when they are out at their job working as a team, we don't have somebody out of line getting mad at someone when they don't even know each other. Like I've happened in my jobs before. I guess the only preparation comes is just take a few seconds, please, to shake someone's hand. Shout outs to Larry. Larry's Larry's very gifted. He's very gifted in sales. He's great at talking to people. Um, and yeah, that's my first shout out for him. So make sure your brands and your language is correct. So that too. So make sure you guys follow, subscribe to this, and thank you guys for viewing this. I appreciate it. And also, my comments will go down here in the corner. You'll be able to see them. So it's a great tool that they have here. And that's it. That's it, man. Learn, grow, and go live smarter with JC on set. Make sure you contact me, and so you can get in the hallway, figure out who you are. We'll do a pre-recording, and man, just so much other things I want to say. But for now, I'm gonna let you decide what your next move is. Yeah, on your creative side here. And that's all I'm gonna say. Like, show me your business. Show me your faith.